Welcome to eMTB videos. We have ridden the top of the line eOne-Sixty 10K on a few occasions, and it is quite impressive. It's a pretty lightweight bike with a carbon frame, and the components are great too, but it is expensive, and dialing in the Fox factory suspension can be challenging. Thankfully, Merida has also got the eOne-Sixty 8000 model. At €6,299, it's significantly cheaper than the 10K model. And it isn't that much heavier. The E8000 model is about 22.5 kilos with pedals and a bottle cage, and that really is quite nice. The suspension on the eOne-Sixty 8000 is easier to dial in compared to the kit on the more expensive bike. There are less dials to set on the Marzocchi Bomber Z1 fork. The Z1 is basically a Fox Rhythm 36, and I really like that fork. The Z1 does behave a bit differently though. The Z1 fork feels much more progressive, and I couldn't really make use of all the travel. The 160mm version of the Bomber Z1 comes with 2 tokens pre-installed. These tokens reduce the volume of the air chamber, making the fork more progressive. Removing one of these tokens helps a lot for a pretty lightweight rider such as me. It's not a big deal having to remove a token. I always did that on the RockShox forks, but I was surprised it was so different from the Fox Rhythm. The RockShox Super Deluxe Select Plus shock was even easier setting up. Add air and set rebound. This is a really good shock, just one step down from the top of the line model. The drivetrain is all Shimano XT 12-speed, or at least it used to be. The test bike had to replace the derailleur, and the new one was a Deore M6100. And I have to say, I didn't notice. The XT shifter operates so smoothly, even when tugging a Deore mech. Some brands spec their bikes with SLX shifters and XT derailleurs. Stop that. I prefer the XT shifter and the Deore derailleur. Oh, and the brakes are SLX 4-pot, nice and powerful brakes. Unsurprisingly, the Merida has got the Shimano E8000 motor and display. Handlebar remote is the compact E7000. This is a good mix. Check out this video for a review of the motor. Battery is the internal 504 Wh BT8035. The battery is starting to look small nowadays, but it has a few advantages. The smaller battery keeps weight down and slightly lowers the center of gravity. The dropper post is nice. It hasn't developed any play after 600 kilometers of riding. It has a healthy 150mm travel on this size large bike. The fulcrum wheels are nice too, and I really like the choice of tires. The Maxxis Assegai 29 by 2.5 inch front tire isn't too heavy. The rubber compound is pretty soft and the knobs are tall. Still, it rolls surprisingly well, possibly due to the center knobs sitting quite close to each other. The eOne-Sixties are running a mullet setup, so the rear wheel is smaller than the front. The rear tire is the Maxxis Minion DHR2 27.5 by 2.6 inches. Also a nice tire with good climbing and braking grip. The eOne-Sixty was never designed to be the most capable climber. The tall front end and the 440mm short chainstays isn't ideal for keeping the front wheel planted when going up the steepest climbs. But the Merida eOne-Sixty 8000 is still an e-bike. It's got the motor power. The rest is up to the rider. Move your upper body down and forwards, and the bike takes us up all our test climbs on first attempt. On the flatter terrain, this bike really benefits from the frame geometry. There are several advantages to the short rear end and tall front. Lifting the front wheel is so easy. The bike turns so fast, making it easy changing direction. We were seeking out every little ledge and potential jump on the trails. The relatively low weight makes it easy handling the bike in the rough, low-speed sections too. The quite slack head angle of 65.5 degrees, combined with that big 29er front wheel, makes the bike a competent descender. The tall front end helps keeping the rider in a more level position. This makes lifting the front wheel easier. The bike is really maneuverable in the steep downs. The trade-off is that you're not getting a lot of weight over the front wheel. We had to commit a tad more, we were moving a bit forward on the bike when turning hard, to avoid having the front wheel washing out. The Merida eOne-Sixty 8000 isn't as forgiving as many of the new 29er eMTBs, with longer chainstays and longer wheelbase. But it can be way more fun if you want to almost dance around on the trails rather than just cruising along. You'll love this bike. The eOne-Sixty 8000 is an agile and inspiring trail bike that is surprisingly competent on the gnarly descents.